PDP! Power to the people!
Over 1,000 groups within the People's Democratic Party (PDP) have rallied behind Senator Samuel Anyanwu, reaffirming their support for him as the National Secretary of the party. The move comes amidst the ongoing leadership crisis within the PDP. The PDP Youth Frontiers Network, representing progressive-minded youth groups within the party, made this known at a press conference in Abuja to address the crisis. They emphasized that Senator Anyanwu remains the legitimate National Secretary, and any attempt to remove him and replace him with Sunday Udeh-Okoye, Deputy National Secretary, is unacceptable. In his address, National Coordinator Honorable Owolabi said PDP Governors Forum and the Board of Trustees has overstepped their bounds by advising the National Working Committee to swear in Udeh-Okoye as the National Secretary. This decision, Owolabi argued, is at variance with the party's constitution and ignores the fact that Senator Anyanwu was elected at a convention.
Now, it is important we look at efforts to resolve the crisis so far. So let us look at the efforts to resolve the crisis so far. Now, our intention here is to confine ourselves to the issue of the National Secretary of our party, as to who is the authentic occupier of the office of the party's National Secretary, between Senator Samuel Anyanwu and the incumbent National Secretary, Sunday Udeh-Okoye. Deputy National Secretary, without prejudice to other leadership crises within the party. We must state here clearly, unequivocally, that in all these crises, the party's Governors Forum and the Board of Trustees, BOT, are complicit, working in tandem and pari passu as formidable allies to destabilize the party and undermine its constitution, as well as constitute, or rather affect or undermine the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They have obviously, intentionally, and deliberately refused to adhere, as well as to respect the position of law and taking decisions and resolutions which lack the force of law and are therefore inimical and against the democratic principles of the rule of law, by dishing out directives unknown to law but merely advisory and unenforceable, and causing obvious division. Obvious division also, as well as disintegration amongst the party, thereby heating up the polity unnecessarily.
The group also pointed out that Senator Anyanwu has appealed the judgment at the Supreme Court, and therefore the status quo should be maintained pending the determination of the substantive application. They warned against the influence of desperate power mongers, stating that the actions of the Governors Forum and the Board of Trustees are illegal, deliberately mischievous, and uncomplimentary to the party. The group also threatened to mobilize their members and supporters to block judicial premises and take civil actions if warnings ignored.
It is obvious that the various decisions and actions of Barrister Kabiru Tanimu Turaki's report and that of the Governors Forum and the BOT, culminating in the purported sack of Senator Anyanwu as the PDP National Secretary, is ill-fated and in bad taste. We consider it an imperative and a dire need of the hour that as a party we must begin by building consensus and form once more a united, formidable and strong party, striving to preserve the PDP as a veritable platform for good governance in Nigeria, and not to continue in the path of self-interest, self-destruct, myopic divisiveness, and pristine bickering, which has not helped us, but has become viable and fertile ground for the opposition to hatch inroads and poach into us, destroying our very fabrics. We therefore join our voices and affirm unequivocal, unflinching and unwavering support and loyalty of our organization, that of all party supporters to the ideals of the party and by extension to the office of the National Secretary, that Senator Anyanwu remains the National Secretary, and the attempts to remove him and replace him with a judiciary-imposed secretary without any Congress or legitimate procedural ratification of any organ of the party is hereby totally rejected. We warn all detractors and perpetrators, and indeed the judiciary, to steer clear of the internal workings of our great party, and henceforth refrain from issuing illegal, baseless, porous judgments that lack legal foundation and are immoral. Finally, we are poised to mobilize all our members and teaming supporters to block all judicial premises and ensure civil actions that will lead to compliance with the warning if it is flaunted.